Hello everyone, welcome to Royal Palace online classes. Today I am going to discuss about rolling motion for crash course students. So already we have discussed rotational motion already. Center of mass rotational motion we have done. Now this is rolling motion. Rolling motion. Rolling motion means body will rotate and move forward. It will have both rotation as well as forward direction, translation. It will have both rotation as well as translation. You can see this is rolling and it moves forward, rolls and moves forward. That is called rolling motion. It has both rotation motion and translating motion. Center of mass of this rigid body moves in a straight line, whereas the other particles will rotate. Suppose if you take a point PQ, you take it as R. What happens to this R? If you see the motion of this point R, it will be like this. It will come here, it will touch, and again it will come here. This is the motion of this point R. Suppose if you see the motion of the center of mass, it is only in straight line. That is translatory motion. So rolling motion involves rotation as well as translation. So if you understand this, it is very simple. Now whenever you are writing formula, see, you take the point of contact. Here you take the, what is difference between pure rolling and non-uniform rolling? Uniform rolling and non-uniform rolling. Here you take the point of contact here. This body is rotating like this. It is getting contact here. At this point of contact, there should not be any relative motion. Relative motion means this point of contact should be momentarily at rest. It should not have any relative motion. If you take the velocity at P, we call it as velocity of center of mass, and velocity at Q. Velocity at Q, if you take, because of rotation, you will get R omega in this direction. R omega, because V is equal to R omega, and velocity of center of mass will be in this direction. If these two velocities get cancelled, if the point of contact is momentarily at rest, if it is at rest when it is touching, there is no slipping here. It is no slipping. If Vp is greater than Vq, so how we are getting Vp greater than Vq here is, here total velocity, net velocity at Q will be equal to V minus R omega. This is a net velocity because Vcm in this direction, R omega in this direction. So Vcm and R opposite direction, net velocity will get it as V bar is equal to velocity of center of mass minus R omega. If this velocity, net velocity, if it is 0, then what happens? The net velocity at this point of contact, if it is 0, then body undergoes pure rolling, uniform pure rolling. So that is, you will get velocity of center of mass is equal to R omega. Velocity of center of mass is equal to R omega. That means velocity at P, you are taking R omega. Suppose if velocity of center of mass is greater than R omega, this side if it is greater, means it slips forward. So when you are walking also, when you are going to slip, when the point of contact, if you have some relative motion, you will fall forward or backward. That slipping is possible. If this is greater, velocity in forward direction is greater, so you are going to slip forward. If velocity in backward direction is greater, you are going to slip backward. So when this slipping occurs, friction will act. Friction, when forward slipping is there, friction will act in backward direction, so that the body comes under pure rolling. So in higher order, in higher level questions, they will ask after some time, it will again come back to pure rolling. Friction acts, and again the velocity due to friction and R omega, if it is nullifies velocity of center of mass, again pure rolling starts. So that is the difference. So velocity, if this is greater, it slips this side, if this is greater, slips that side. Now what is the kinetic energy of rolling body? Kinetic energy of rolling body includes kinetic energy due to translatory motion, kinetic energy due to rolling motion. So that is kinetic energy due to translatory motion is half mv square, rolling motion is half I omega square. So last class I already given you clear idea how to write the formulas. Mass is analogous to moment of inertia, and velocity you have to take angular velocity. This is acceleration. Acceleration of a rolling body when it is on a inclined plane, that is A is equal to g sin theta by 1 plus k square by r square. A is equal to g sin theta by 1 plus k square by r square. How we will calculate k square by r square? So this is the formula of a rolling body coming down from an inclined plane. Then how we will calculate this k square by r square? Suppose there is a solid sphere rolling on this inclined plane. When solid sphere is rolling, that rolling occurs at the tangent. At the tangent only moment of inertia will be there. So you can take the I value, moment of inertia across the tangent you can take 2 by 5 mr square. 2 by 5 mr square is from center, tangent you can take, it will come 7 by 5 mr square. So I is equal to mk square you equate. I is equal to mk square you equate. Then find k square by r square. I you can write, I you can take, you can find by using parallel axis theorem or perpendicular axis theorem, and finally you can find it. There you have to put k square by r square. Suppose if the ring rolling, then moment of inertia you can take, moment of inertia of ring passing through the center is mr square, passing through the tangent is 2 mr square. So there you write mr square is equal to mk square. Then what you will get? K square by r square is equal to 1. K square by r square is equal to 1. Then suppose we will take a solid sphere, and we will take a solid cylinder, and we will take a hollow sphere and hollow cylinder. This solid sphere will have more acceleration. By substituting k square by r square we will get it. And this solid cylinder will have more acceleration than hollow sphere and hollow cylinder. Solid sphere is greater, acceleration of solid sphere is greater than acceleration of solid cylinder, greater than hollow sphere, greater than hollow cylinder. Once you know acceleration, you can apply all the three equations of motion and you can find v square minus u square is equal to 2as. What is the distance it has travelled, or what is its velocity on reaching ground? That is, you get it as root of 2gh by 1 plus k square by r square. Similarly, time you can calculate, s is equal to ut plus half at square. If it is starting from rest, you take 0. In place of acceleration you write g sin theta by 1 plus k square by r square, you will get time. And this is the length of the inclined plane, this will be the height. So once you know acceleration, you can solve any kind of question when inclined plane is given. So this is time taken. And what is angular momentum? What is angular momentum of rolling body? Angular momentum of rolling body involves momentum due to translation, momentum due to rotation. Momentum will be there due to translation and momentum should be there for rotation. So angular momentum due to translation is m v cm into r, velocity of center of mass into r. Then rotational is half I omega square, sorry, I omega. I omega is rotational angular momentum. And here also, once you know this formula, kinetic energy is equal to half m omega mv square plus half I omega square is there. This I can write mk square, and v omega you can write it as v is equal to r omega. V is equal to r omega. Omega you can write it as v by r. So that is half mv square plus half mk square into v square by r square. V square by r square you can write. Here you can take half mv square common, half mv square common, 1 plus k square by r square. So This rolling motion is very simple. What they will ask in the exams is calculate the kinetic energy, which one reaches first based on k square by r square. K square by r square of a disk is 1 by 2. For a ring it will be 1, and for a sphere you can take 2 by 5. Hollow sphere you can take 2 by 3. Like that you can take k square by r square and you can calculate. How you got this formula is nothing but just like freely falling body, v square minus u square is equal to 2as. So here s you can take L, and L also you can eliminate by using sin theta is equal to h by L. So by taking these values you will get the velocity on reaching the bottom. This is time taken to reach the bottom. Which one reaches first? They may ask. One solid sphere, one hollow sphere, and one solid cylinder and hollow cylinder are dropped from the same inclination from rest. Which of the following may reach first? That means you can take the time formula, everything is same. Time is proportional to root of 1 plus k square by r square. From that you can calculate time taken to reach the bottom. So this is all about rolling motion. So thank you for joining me. Please subscribe my channel. If you have any comments or any doubts, you can leave in the comment section. Thank you.